my group. Hello, everyone. I would love to introduce you to my incredible friend, Jackie McDonald. Jackie and I have known each other for years now. I don't even know how long.
7 years or something. Yeah.
Something like that. And you guys hear me talk about tapping all the time in numerology because the thing I love so much about Jackie's work is it helps us connect with our emotions. It helps us connect with a lot of those energetic blocks. I'm going to do a terrible job of explaining it, so I'm going to totally just pass it on to you.
Thanks, Megan. Well, hi, everyone. I'm Jackie. I am the founder of something called Tapping School, where I teach other people how to get certified in EFT tapping. And if you've never heard of EFT before, which I know Megan's just like, she talks about it all the time, but it's a somatic tool that's literally at your fingertips, that it'll give you the same side effects as, yoga, meditation, that soothing sensation in the nervous system. But you can talk, which is awesome. So it's like meditating and talking, and it will help you identify and get to the root of what's stopping you from getting you where you want to go. We do a lot of parts of self work, inner child work, and tapping. And today, I always say it's better experienced and explained. Today, we'll experience it in real time.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. And Jackie and I were talking in advance to this. I was like, one of the things I see kind of holding us back in this line of work is not necessarily trusting ourselves, questioning ourselves, doubting if we have gifts that we're meant to share, if they're good enough, if we're good enough, all of this kind of stuff. Yeah. So I'm super excited to dive into that today. Hello, everyone. I see everyone's popping in live. Say hi. If you've got friends and buddies in this group, make sure you tag them so people can see this. And yeah,
this is going to be hopefully a session you can bookmark and come back to. And if you are like, this was really cool, I want more of this, I want to learn more about tapping, at the end, we're going to share, I have a free training called Learn to Tap coming up next week, where there's this and so much more happening. So we'll get to that after. So today you want to tap on, Megan, like overcoming any doubts you have to really trusting yourself and going all in on your ideas. Is that kind of what you're thinking?
Yeah, going all in on your ideas and going all in on trusting your intuition and trusting your spiritual gifts.
Trusting your intuition, trusting your spiritual gifts. Amazing. Okay. So with tapping, it's a somatic practice, which means we include the body and the mind. And so to start off, as long as you're not driving, I'm going to invite you to go ahead, close your eyes. We're going to dive right in today. You can start by connecting to your breath, just giving yourself permission to slow down. So you breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. I want you to visualize just setting aside whatever you were doing before this. And anything you'll go to after this. Creating a space just for you. And as you connect to your breath and your body, I want you to notice if you are doubting yourself in any area of your life right now. Are you doubting your spiritual gifts? Are you doubting your intuition? Are you feeling something, but you're pushing it aside? Just notice where that doubt is living in your body. Maybe it's doubt that you can really hit the goals that you want to hit. Where is that living in your body, and how high is it on a scale of 0 to 10? And then just ask yourself, what is that all about? Like, what is that all about? I'm doubting myself because fill in the blank. So Megan, I'll let you be my tapping buddy today. Are you noticing that you're doubting yourself in any area of your life? And if so, what number would you give it?
Oh, like a 5 or a 6.
Okay. Where is it in your body?
Like in my chest and across the back of my shoulders.
Okay. And if you were to finish the sentence, I'm doubting myself because, what comes up?
I'm doubting myself because I don't have enough time.
Okay. All right. And just like I did with Megan, I want you to do the same thing. So where's the doubt in the body? What number, sorry, did you say, Megan? 7?
A 5 or a 6.
Oh, 5 or 6, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm doubting myself because I don't have enough time. Fill in the blank. What is that for you? I also love to get clear when we tap. This is kind of one of the things that makes my style different is what is it that you really want?
Mm.
Megan, does anything come to mind? Like, what is it that you really want?
What is it that I really want? Spaciousness.
Okay.
Yeah. The time and the capacity to focus.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, those are the main things.
Okay. And is there a specific goal that you want to reach?
Well, there's a couple sort of goals I'm working on right now.
Okay. All right. So there's and that's important for you guys tapping with us. Like bring those goals to mind. Like what are the goals that I'm working on? Is there a specific one? Is there a couple that I'm working on? And how do I feel about hitting that goal? Do I have some doubt? Do I have some fear? Do I have some worry? That's another way to kind of approach this. All right, I'm seeing some of these comments. So I feel it in my solar plexus. I'm doubting myself because what if I fail? And it feels like a sick. Thank you for sharing that. So let's dive in. Let's get tapping. Can you guys hear me okay? I can hear some feedback.
It's okay on my end. Maybe if you guys can comment in the chat and let us know if our sound is okay.
Maybe it's just my side. So when I talk, I can hear myself twice. So hope you guys can hear that. All right. So tapping is like a game, as Simon says. I'm going to tap on acupuncture point, and you and Megan are going to tap and copy me. So tapping on the side of the hand, we're going to say, even though I've been doubting myself.
Even though I've been doubting myself.
And I can feel this in my body.
And I can feel this in my body.
Yeah, they are hearing some feedback. I wonder if you mute, Megan. Can you mute on your side, buddy?
I mute.
Okay, can you hear me now? Okay, it's not giving feedback. So just while we tap, we'll get you to mute. So let's tap again on the side of the hand and say, even though I've been doubting myself, and I can feel this doubt in my body, I love and accept myself anyway. And I wonder what it's come here to teach me. Even though I have some goals that I'm working towards, there's some doubt sneaking up. What if I don't hit those goals? What if I don't have enough time? I love and accept myself anyway. Even though I doubt that I can get it all done. And I feel the pressure of this in my body. I love and accept myself anyway. And I'm open to letting some of this go. Let's go to the top of that and say, I have some goals that I'm working towards. Eyebrow point. I have some things that I'm manifesting. Side of the eye, but I have this doubt that creeps up. Underneath the eye. What if I fail? Underneath the nose. What if I don't have enough time? Underneath the mouth. I don't know if that I can trust myself. Collarbone point. Can I trust myself to get it all done? Underneath the arms. This doubt feels pretty big right now. Underneath the chest. This doubt that I can get it all done. Tapping on the wrist. This doubt that I'll actually do it. Top of the head. This doubt that I'm going to get where I want to go. Eyebrow point. I give myself permission to give this doubt a voice. Side of the eye, so I can start moving through it. Underneath the eye, I can start letting it go. All right. So you can take a deep breath. And the first round of tapping is really about giving the part of us a voice that is feeling some doubt, feeling some fear. I often call it like the elephant in the room. Like you're like, no, I can do this. I believe in myself. I'll get it all done. And then there's this part of you that's like, no, you're not. You don't have enough time. You're gonna fail. You've tried this before. And one of the reasons why tapping is so powerful is because we can clean that up and clear it out by just expressing it, acknowledging it, and moving it out of our body. So Megan, I'll let you unmute and check in with you. How is that feeling in your chest and back? That doubt that you'll get it all done, or you don't that you'll have enough time.
I definitely feel a lot lighter. Yeah.
Good. What number would you give it?
A 4.
Okay. And did anything surface for you while you were tapping?
Did anything surface for me? Just maybe a sense of, increased confidence.
Okay. Right. And for all of you listening, I want you to do the same thing. So tune back into your body. The doubt that I've been feeling, where is it now in my body? How high is it on a scale of 0 to 10? And did anything else come up for me? And maybe it's the inner critic that got stronger. Maybe it's like, you're not going to get this done. You've tried this before. You can't trust yourself. If that's the case, that's okay. Means like, okay, stuff's coming up to get cleared out. You can write down the thoughts that you're having and tap through them on your own. But we're going to start to move into releasing the doubt. And how do you want to feel instead? So Megan, I'll ask you, how do you want to feel instead?
I want to feel like spacious, like there's lots of time, like everything's unfolding as it should. Um,
Everything's lining up.
Yeah, everything is happening, and that there's a time for everything.
Okay. Awesome. All right. So I know our theme was like doubting your spiritual gifts and like doubting your intuition. Um, so anything around that coming up for you, Megan? I know yours is specific around time, but anything around that is coming up?
Yeah, I struggled with coming up with examples for you because I'm like, I don't know that I really have trouble trusting my intuition, but I know that a lot of the people in my community, that's one of the questions that they ask themselves is, can I trust what's coming up for me with my intuition?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really know what to say about that. If anyone's listening and you have some examples, be sure to pop them in the chat so Jackie can use them.
Yeah. Okay. All right, we're gonna kind of blend a little bit of that in this next round. I feel lighter, maybe a 4, and I felt during the tapping was butterflies, and I was anxious. Okay, so I would even go deeper on that. Like, why do I feel anxious? I feel anxious because I'm afraid that it's really not going to happen. I feel anxious because I tried this before and it didn't work. I feel anxious because. So we want to even get a little bit deeper in that. All right, let's tap again on the side of the hand. Doing a great job, and say. Even though I've been doubting myself and my ability to do what I want to do, I'm open to letting this doubt go and believing in myself today. Even though I don't always trust myself, I don't trust my intuition all the time. I love and accept myself anyway. And I'm ready to lean into it a little more now. Even though I want to believe that everything is lining up and that there's a right time for everything in my life. I've been doubting this lately. I've been feeling like it isn't happening fast enough, that there's not enough time. And I'm ready to let some of that go. Top of the head. I want to believe that everything is lining up. Eyebrow point, and that I can trust the timing of things. Side of the eye, but this doubt feels pretty big. Underneath the eye, I have these fears. I'm just seeing some of these comments, these fears around sharing my spiritual gifts. Underneath the mouth, these fears around sharing my unconventional ideas. Collarbone point. What if people don't understand it? Underneath the arms, what if people leave? Tapping underneath the chest, what if people make fun of me? Wrist point, I'm ready to start letting this fear go. Top of the head, I'm ready to start shining my light in the world. All right, so go ahead, take a deep breath. Notice how your body is feeling now. Tapping is a very somatic practice, which means our body will tell us where we're at. So when you think about sharing your spiritual gifts, when you think about going after your goals, how does your body feel now? Has that doubt or that fear in your body shifted? Has the number went up or went down? And Megan, I know you were tapping more around time. I'm curious how that number's where that number's at now.
Where that number's at now.
You said I'm doubting myself because I don't think I have enough time.
Yeah, it doesn't even really feel like relevant.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And do you believe that you'll have the time to get the things done that you want to do?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that pressure or doubt in your chest, what number would you give it?
Like maybe a 1 or a 2.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty much gone. Mm-hmm.
So good. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. And I'm going to go to the rest of you now. What number are you at? And how are you feeling in your body? And you feeling excited? Awesome. I'm excited to share my spiritual gifts. I'm excited to lean in more to my unconventional ideas and trust myself. Okay. So this is where the fun part of tapping comes in. In tapping, there's different stages. So depending on where your number is at, if your number is still quite high, like you have resistance or doubt or fear of like an 8, 9, 10, that means that we still need to do some venting. You need to talk through your fears, you need to tap it out. If your number is between a 4 and a 6, 4 and a 7, you're like, okay, I'm ready to let this fear go. I'm ready to release this now. If you're feeling down between like a 0 and a 3, you are ready for affirmations. You're like, I am ready to go for this. I am ready to trust myself. I know that there's enough time. I know that I have the wisdom. I know that people might leave, but I trust the right people are going to come in. That's when you are primed and prepped for affirmations in your subconscious mind. So you said my chest is pretty sore, but I had a knee tattoo there on Tuesday. Okay, so that definitely could be it. If hopeful and excited numbers are down to a 3, I got some confusion in there now, though, the how. Okay, so let's tap again on the side of the hand and say, even though I'm feeling more excited, to really lean in to my ideas and to go for it. There's a little part of me that's scared about how it's all going to happen. And I love and accept myself anyway. Even though I don't know how it's going to play out. I choose to release my attachment to it and trust that the steps will be shown, the time will be created, and that I can do what needs to be done. And even though I don't know how, I'm going to do all this. I trust that some way, somehow I will. And that now is my time. Top of the head. Now is my time. Eyebrow point. I'm starting to believe that. so that I'm starting to feel that in my body. Underneath that, what would it feel like for me to believe this? Underneath the nose, that now is my time to show up and shine. Underneath the mouth, that now is my time to share this. Collarbone point, that now is my time to receive. Underneath the arms, I'm open to believing this today. Underneath the chest, I'm open to believing this now. Wrist point, the season of waiting has ended. Top of the head, a new season is here. Eyebrow point, it's time for me to lead. Side of the eye, it's time for me to shine. Good. So take a deep breath. And this can apply to any area of your life. And what would it feel like for you to believe that now is your time? And what is stopping you from believing that now is your time? Oh, it's so-and-so's time, or it'll be my time later. Like literally in your body, feel like, what would my body feel like if I believe like this is my time, this is my season, this is my era, this is the quarter for me, that I actually step in, that I actually show up, that I say the things I've been thinking, that I do the things I've been wanting to do unapologetically, myself, all the way in. Your body's going to be like, whew. It might be like, yes, it is my time, or it might be like, no, it's not time. This freaks me out. Don't do this yet. And there's no right or wrong answer in tapping. If your body's like, it's not time, this is too much, this is scary. That's the resistance that you're feeling is the roadmap to your biggest breakthrough. And with tapping, we can walk that resistance and figure out what part of me isn't ready for this yet, and what does that part of me need in order to feel safe having more, experiencing more. So Megan, I'll go back over to you and see how you're feeling now.
I love that. I feel good. I feel excited. I feel pumped to move ahead. I love the question of like the parts that are like, maybe not fully on board or whatever, asking what they need. Especially because like in communities like this, there's so many resources, whether it's people we can go to for support or buddies to go to for coaching, reaching out to yourself, reaching out to myself to get that level of support, and like recognizing nobody's trying to figure this out alone.
Yeah. And in tapping, when we do parts of self-work, so I often say like your body has to be on board with who you're becoming. And this is an example of it today. Like if you're like, this is my season, this is my era. And when I say that, your body's like, no, it's not. This freaks me out. That piece of you, it might be a piece of you from the past. It might be a part of yourself that's really burnt out. Healing that part of yourself is going to be really, really key to your expansion. So I love that, Megan. Yeah. What does this part of me need to feel safe stepping in and really trusting myself and going all in on these gifts? So awesome. I see these comments. I'm learning to trust that the way I see the world isn't wrong. It's actually a gift. And I'm trusting that. Yeah. So I'm choosing to trust that today and celebrate that today. That's awesome.
I absolutely love this comment. And I think it so encapsulates so many of what many people in this group are going through, which is that we do see the world differently. We do see the world through a different lens. And, maybe in the past have been, that criticized for that or shamed for that or whatever, and recognizing that there is value there and there's a gift in that and trusting that. So I love that.
And my core philosophy is we have to release so that we can receive. So asking myself, is there anything else I need to release in order to fully receive and trust that, yeah, the way that I see the world is unique and it's beautiful, and that people are going to flock to that. People are going to be like, thank you for finally saying that. Thank you for saying what I've been thinking. Awesome. Well, that was our session for the day. Megan, I'll hand it back to you.
I love that. Thank you so much, Jackie. I think the thing that's so powerful is like, you guys, that was like 20 minutes of relatively kind of generic statements, like Jackie, based on some of the things I said and a couple of comments in the chat. And tapping, when you actually get the chance to work with somebody or to understand the process to do it with yourself, you can get so specific and so precise, even to notice this dramatic improvement with, like I said, relatively generic statements. It always blows me away. It's so empowering. I highly recommend going to Jackie's training that she has coming up next week. I'll pop a link in the comment. One of the ways you can really use this as a numerologist is when you're looking at people's charts and you're seeing that they're stuck in the shadow traits or the challenge traits of their chart, whether it be of the year or of their ruling number or of a month or a season they're in. So for example, we're all in 7 energy year right now and in 7 energy month. A lot of people are going to be coming up against indecision, feeling really stuck, and doubting their intuition. And so when you're a numerologist, when you combine tapping in, you can support them to navigate some of those challenges so that they can step into the high side of the 7, which is trusting your intuition, taking a leap of faith, taking those calculated risks that you know are in your highest and best good, right? So I just think that tapping in numerology, it's just like a magical combination. Go check out Jackie's tapping. I will pop a link, like I said. And if you want more like one-on-one type support, because you're like, I have these issues that are kind of unique to me, reach out to her. She's so skilled. And I also know she's already trained a lot of people in this community. So you can reach out to some of those other tappers as well and get sessions with them as well.
I'm glad you said that. The secret to success in tapping is in the specific words you use. Like Megan said, it's called global tapping today. It's very generic in general, but when you get using your words as a secret to a big breakthrough in tapping, when you experience that, your world will open up. You're like, whoa, I didn't know that's the thing that was stopping me. And I love that you said it is such a great tool to combine with numerology or Reiki or anything that you're already doing, because sometimes you can sense that the person, like, you're just like, you can feel they're not fully breaking through. And it's scientifically proven that tapping is one of the fastest and most effective. It not just works in the moment, but it works long-term, long after the session. And we're going to talk all about that next week. So come to learn to tap. It's going to be so valuable. We're going to go into the science. We're going to go into tapping and manifestation, tapping in the body, tapping in business. It's going to be really fun. So I can't wait to see this.
Yeah, I can't wait. Oh, I want to add one last thought in that is another way I use tapping in my life a lot is a lot of you have heard different stories about my children, and one of my children in particular suffers with a lot of anxiety and stress. And she's very resistant to any of the magical techniques I would lean on, very resistant to any of that. She also is resistant to going through any tapping statements with me, but she is willing to do this. So when she's overwhelmed and when she's stressed out, I'm like, okay, you don't have to talk. That's totally fine. But let's just sit for a minute and do this together. And she will. And I'm like, okay, like one thing to kind of just dial down the anxiety a little bit to kind of bring some clarity of mind and just some peace of heart. And it's been a huge game changer for us.
We just did a call last night on tips for tapping with kids. It's on my Facebook page. Those stories will blow your mind. Like the breakthroughs people are having with little kids, teenagers, young adults. And the cool thing with tapping is you don't have to believe in it to work. You just need to know the points. And moms that are going through separation and their little ones are away from them, they were like, I'm so grateful that my kids have this tool when I'm not with them to regulate themselves emotionally. So I'll get into that.
Thank you so much, Jackie. Thank you for your time. Thank you for being here. Thank you, everyone, for being with us, whether you're live or the replay. Pop your questions in because we'll come back and answer them. And be sure to register. I'll post the link. You have to sign up to get all the details that Jackie's going to send our way.
It's going to be so fun. All right,
thanks, everyone. Bye.